Welcome back to Ghosting with Anya. I'm your host, Anya Smith, also the author of Anya's Ghost Stories Volume 1 and Volume 2, The Return of the Dead. So, man, it is hot outside, you guys. Today, I pretty much did not go anywhere. I had a talk with my producer. He told me that I could take a day off because he had other stuff going on. So I took his advice. I'm at home. I was taking care of my house. I was just relaxing, taking care of my cat, my husband, doing dishes, working on my knitting, just taking a day off. So I went to Baker's, picked up my meds. It is called atorvastatin. That is the name of my medication. So I have to take them only in the morning. It's my cholesterol thing, so that's why I'm taking it. So, okay, today's story we are doing is called The Librarian's Cart at Midnight. This is a new one, so I hope you guys are ready. It's something to do with the actual library. So I would have gone to the library today, but I chose not to. It's too hot out. Hello, Fearless. Welcome back. Hi, my friend. And, I have to. So anyway, but we're not talking about my meds today. We're actually just going to do some ghost stories. So anyway, we're doing the library stuff. So I hope you all ready for it. I've been, busy as always, taking care of everything. Well, just my house, vacuuming, probably laundry, whatever, but oh, you're watching a movie. That's awesome, Fearless. Do you know the name of the movie? Oh.
Hi, Fearless.
Christopher says, hello, Fearless. He says, I'm watching a movie with Caden, so I won't be able to hear you, but I'm still here. Oh, The Furious. Okay. The Fast and the Furious. Okay, that's fine. Paul Walker was in the movie called The Fast and the Furious back in 2013. So he actually died during filming that movie. So, but it's great that you are here. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, tell Caden that Chris and I said hello. So we're gonna do the ghost stories. So yeah, Fearless. On tonight's episode is the Librarian's Cart at Midnight. This is the new story. You're always welcome at any time. Even if you're watching a movie, I'm okay with it. So anyway, enjoy your movie and Oh, and here's Chris. Is the librarian the ghost? Yes. There are some spirits at the library. We just can't see them, but we can feel them. So, anyway, I hope you all ready. So, enjoy your movie, Fearless, and I will see you in the morning. My alarm is already set. So, thanks for showing up. So, you are an amazing person. You're a great father and an awesome producer. So, Anyway, I just want to say thank you guys for subscribing to my channel and being very supportive and all that. So if you guys love paranormal, give me a heart emoji, give me thumbs up. But if you're not really into it, this channel might not be for you. You guys can give me thumbs down if you wish to, but it's fine. But, I love doing podcasting. It's the best job I have ever taken. So I don't have any schedules, but I don't have to have like curfew for it or whatever. I just go whenever I feel like going because I work from home. My husband here works from home, but he also does DoorDash. So starting tomorrow, Chris will be going to Marco's Pizza from 5:30 to 8 p.m., which is 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's a 3-hour job. So that way we can save up for the trip and also doing a lot of things like paying bills or saving up for a lot of things. And Chris also says, tomorrow I'm delivering pizza, salad, and croutons. Well,
No, read it again.
He said that he's also delivering breadsticks.
And wings.
You didn't say anything about the wings.
I said I'm delivering pizza.
Oh, yeah. He's delivering pizza with wings, salad, and breadsticks. So, would you like any breadsticks from Chris, Fearless? Let me know if you do. He will definitely deliver it to your house as well. So anyway, let's get started on the story. So get something to drink, relax, maybe get under the covers. Please click like, share, and subscribe. You're always welcome to join me on live stream, and you're always welcome to join the conversation, like right after the story. So you're always welcome. Anyway, good luck with the movie, Fearless. You're awesome. The movie is probably awesome, but I literally have seen Fast and the Furious movie a long time ago. I'm not really a fan of it, but good luck. So anyway, Chris also says I eat this on the way to his house. That's fine. And there goes my cat. So
Fearless won't think it's fine if I show up and I don't have his breadsticks.
He won't care. So anyway, let's get started on the story. The Librarians Cart at Midnight, episode 189. We're still on season 5. So we're getting closer to 200 episodes. Wow, that is awesome. That's like my record or something. Anyway, let's get started with the story. And after the story, we'll be doing questions and answers. You guys are always welcome to join that conversation about this story, about the librarian thing. Mara liked the university library only after midnight. During the day, it was all slammed books, whispered group projects that were barely whispers, and students dragging stress through aisles as if volume were contagious. But once the upper floors emptied and the overnight security gates hummed into limited access mode, the place changed. The reading lamps cast islands instead of glare. Bless you.
Thanks.
The stacks stopped performing as scenery and became what they really were. Ordered shadows holding 100 years of other people's certainty, Mara worked the overnight circulation shift because it let her finish graduate school and pay rent without seeing sunlight as often as doctors recommended. She got used to the elevator dings, the vending machines dumps, even the old freight cart that sometimes rolled half an inch on its own when the building settled. What she did not get used to was the book cart that kept appearing at the end of the history aisle every night at 12:17, perfectly shelved when no living librarian had touched it. The cart was never random, it was always organized with impossible care. Oversized folios on the bottom shelf, journals by decade on the middle, fragile local histories, upright with support boards on top, the titles, often aligned uncannily with whatever reference requests had stumped the day staff. The first few times Mara assumed the cataloging supervisor had prepped materials and forgotten to log them. Then she began noticing details only an old hand would think to do. Accession slips tucked into exact page openings. Damaged spines padded temporarily with acid-free strips. Old circulation cards placed back into books that had been digitized decades ago and no longer used them. On a stormy Monday, she found one title on the top of the cart, always opened to a map. She had spent 2 hours searching for earlier that evening. Beside it sat a sharpened pencil and a note in upright script. You skipped the annex entries. When she took the note to Mr. Heller, the head archivist, he looked not surprised but inconvenienced. That more than anything unsettled her. He admitted the overnight cart had a reputation years earlier before online catalogs and automated returns. The library had employed a reference librarian named Evelyn Strout, who knew the collection so thoroughly students believed she could smell the answer to a question from the building's front steps. During an ice storm, she stayed past closing to reshelve rare county records before a leak reached them. She died sometime that night at her desk, found in the morning with gloves still on and 2 cards half finished. Since then, staff on overnight shifts occasionally found Evelyn cards appearing in the stacks, always when research had gone lazy. or valuable materials were being overlooked because modern systems hid older paths. She hated catalogs shortcuts, Heller said, which sounded less like memory than policy. Mara did not believe in ghost librarians. She believed in overwork, institutional habits, and the weird way old academic buildings seem to train new employees by osmosis. But one night, while carrying returns through the American history section, she heard the unmistakable squeak of carts' wheels approaching from the far end of the row. Expecting a student worker, she stepped aside. No one came. The sound continued until it stopped directly beside her. Then, one by one, 3 books slid out from a shelf at shoulder height and fell not to the floor but into the waiting top basket of a cart. She could not see. Mara stood frozen. A second later, the cart appeared in the row as if it had always been there, already half full. Resting on the handle were a pair of rimless spectacles no living staff member recognized. The air smelled briefly of starch, dust, and old hand lotion. Mara did not run, which later impressed her more than the haunting itself. Hi, Fearless.
Just went to get a drink.
Yeah, okay. Of course, Fearless. I can see you too, through the camera lens. How are ya? How's the movie going, my friend? Hi, my friend. I could still see ya, and yes, I am reading the story about the library thing. Instead, she followed the cart. It moved slowly through 2 aisles, turning with exact familiarity at corners and stopped in front of a locked glass case containing county annex ledgers. Mara had no key, but a small drawer under the case stood open with one brass key resting inside. She had walked past that case 100 times without seeing a drawer there. Inside the ledgers, she found records proving a whole stretch of neighborhood names had been altered over decades. Property claims currently disputed in a local legal aid case. One of the grad clinics had been researching the skipped annex entries. Note suddenly mattered a great deal. By dawn, Mara had photocopies, citations, and a writer that made whatever was moving the cart was it was correcting the laziness of an situation that had confused searchable with complete. From then on, Evelyn's presence became more explicit. If Mara let students misshelf without fixing it, the overnight cart would appear overload and reproachful near her desk. If she took time with a confused patron and followed reference traits properly, she would later find a single needed source waiting already pulled and flagged. Once during finals, a panicked student came looking for material on a labor strike from the 1930s. The catalog returned nothing useful. Mara found an Evelyn cart waiting by the elevator with 4 uncatalogued vertical files, 1 local oral history box, and a labor newsletter run tucked between them. The student cried from relief. Mara, exhausted and beginning to accept that she worked under dead supervision, left a thank you note on the return counter. In the morning, the note was gone and the return bin neatly sorted by call number. The first time she actually saw Evelyn, it was in the reflection of the stack and safety glass on level 3. A woman in a dark cardigan and a low, sensible shoes pushed a cart with one hand while scanning shelf labels, with the other lips moving silently, as if reciting call numbers. She was older, severe, and entirely absorbed by the work. Mara turned around. The aisle behind her was empty, except for 1 journal volume, lying spine up on the carpet. Back in the reflection, Evelyn had stopped and was looking directly at Mara with the sort of expression reserved for bright but undertrained assistants. Then she tapped 2 fingers against the cart handle and pointed toward the journal on the floor. Mara picked it up, checked the label, and realized it had been misbound inside the wrong serial run for 15 years. When she looked back, Evelyn was already at the end of the aisle, turning the cart toward special collections. The motion carried none of the melodrama people assign ghosts. It carried irritation. That time had been wasted. I hope this story can make any sense to you guys. Let me know in the comments if you think this story makes any sense, especially about spirits at the library at midnight doing whatever Mara was trying to do. So, do you guys think that Mara is trying to get help from a spirit of Evelyn, the former librarian? Let me know in the comments if you think she was. Trying to get help by the dead librarian. Anyway, let's continue on this story. We're like halfway through this and we're nearly done with the story anyway. Mara stayed at the library after graduation, turning a temporary overnight job into an archivist, track no one expected her to want. She said it was for the health insurance. Heller, who knew better, retired with visible relief after she took over part of his domain. The Evelyn cart still appears some nights, though less often than before. Mara thinks that's because the library is being used more honestly now, not because the haunting weekend. She keeps a pair of rimless glasses in a drawer beside her desk. No one ever claimed them, and every time she tried moving them, they returned to the top basket of the nearest cart by morning. Some institutions guard their own through policies, funding, and locked doors. Others apparently also keep one dead librarian on grounds after midnight to make sure the living stop mistaking convenience for knowledge. Apparently so this story is almost related to the library that Fearless and I go to sometimes. Okay, we haven't been to the library in a while. So there is a library that's really close to our house. It's like right across the street. And I can walk to the library whenever I'm in the mood. Or I can just walk home after I'm done hanging out there. So apparently there was the librarian named Evelyn, and she took her job very seriously. She hated online catalogs. She liked doing catalogs by hand, not by computers or whatever. I think she was like an older lady, almost like, I don't know, say my husband's grandmother. His grandma is like in her 70s or something like that. And sorry about my microphone. It sometimes acts up. It's like turned off by itself. So I hope you guys can hear me. But this librarian, she was pretty much already gone old and retired maybe, or she actually passed away at her desk at the library. So the reason why she died there, because she did not want to abandon her job, because she loved it so much. She decided to keep an eye on things, even in the spirit world. So let me know if this story touched your heart. If it really touched you emotionally. So, what did you guys think about this story? I thought it was amazing and tragic way for her to die and haunt the place. So, what did you think of the story?
Was a really good story.
And did it touch your heart?
Yes.
Okay then. So,
we see you too, Fearless.
Yep. While he's watching the movie, he could still hear us, but
good.
It depends. But he just has his phone on mute, or he has headphones on. But that's okay. So now that the story is done, we are gonna move on into the questions and answers. Any of you who are watching this show right now, you are always welcome to join the conversation, and you can join me on live stream. Like, you can go live, like join in a camera or something like that from another place or whatever. So anyway, we have 10 questions, 10 answers, and you are always welcome to participate on that. So Chris is always participating on my job. He's, like a co-host. We can talk to each other all the time. And we have a teeny tiny co-host, our little kitty that's right behind my husband.
If I get a free employee meal, what should I bring home?
Anything. I probably would think that maybe you should bring fresh frozen fruits and also actual fresh fruits.
I mean, at work, I might bring home a free small cheese pizza if they allow it.
That might be awesome. So, and yes, I love cheese pizza. So, anyway, let's get started on these questions. So, you guys are always welcome. And, well, Bella, if you're watching this, you're always welcome to join my show here. Chris will try and figure out and talk to Becca about you coming over, and if you guys move into our apartment complex, always welcome to come and join us and hang out. Anyway, but yeah. So anyway, let's get started on the questions. If you guys have any opinions about the story, let me know in the comments down below. So anyway, let's get started. Would you have followed the invisible cart through the stacks? I definitely would, yes. I would investigate it. I would ask Evelyn, the former librarian who passed away decades ago, if she needed any help and if she is looking for something or someone, something like that. Even if she was, I will be willing to help her move on into the afterlife. I mean, that's really good. Yes, Chris, you definitely would too. That's awesome. So, anyway, I personally would have done the same way that anyone would. Like Mara, she's trying to investigate about this, the spirit of the former librarian who died decades ago. So I would definitely ask her the right questions, try and get some answers, maybe talk to a lot of people, the director or whatever, something like that. I would probably get some answers, or I can look through the articles online and find out how she died. Apparently, maybe Evelyn somehow passed away from the flood, perhaps, or some kind of storm, either rainstorm or snowstorm. It's got to be one of them. It doesn't matter, but still, I would try and figure out how to help her find peace. And the way I would honor her is continue organizing the shelves, putting catalogs the right way, or catalog everything the right way instead of going the wrong way or something like that. That's the way I would have done. Let's go to number 2. Do you think Evelyn stayed for order, truth, or service? I think she stayed for the truth. She wanted truth, but she must have stayed for, maybe it's the order. I think she was trying to help Mara organize the shelves, cataloging properly, trying to get the job done. So that is the reason why Evelyn is staying at the library as a spirit. So, do you think Evelyn stayed for the order, or for the truth, or the service? What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments which part that Evelyn would have stayed. For me, I think it was the truth. That's exactly what it would have been. What do you think, Chris?
The truth.
And we have spoken. It's actually the truth. Yes. It's number 2. Okay, so let's go to number 3. What was more unsettling? The note, the card appearing, or seeing her in reflection? I think it was the reflection. I mean, seeing the card appearing out of nowhere, or I don't know. I think it was seeing the card appearing out of nowhere and seeing her reflection everywhere, like in a mirror maybe, or seeing her like all over the place. Maybe like if we've gone to public restrooms and you're like freaking out and go into that mirror and you see her in the reflection. Perhaps maybe Evelyn was trying to tell Mara how to do the job correctly. No wonder why. So, but my answer is always going to be her reflection. I would love to talk to her and trying to figure out how to help her move on. Maybe get her the truth, find the article truth, and tell her, and she'll be happy to be told what was going on. So I definitely would. Anyway, let's go to number 4. Why are libraries such effective ghost story settings? It's the history and the memories that's what effective is. Evelyn died at her desk, clearly not recognizing what was going on, not realizing that something bad was happening to her when she was alive. And it's effective because she is reliving the day she died. So it's emotion, her spirit powers come from her emotions. And when she gets mad about something, things starts to happen. A lot of paranormal activity starts. No wonder why. So it's effective because of her paranormal activity, because of her emotions, not knowing the truth, what really happened to her that night. No wonder why it's a story. It becomes a legend, becomes like a folklore. It's just the memories replaying themselves over and over on the loop. It's like a time loop. And she cannot move on until she gets the truth. What is really happening to her? Let's go to number 5. We're nearly done anyway. Okay, we have 5 questions left before I sign off. Was Mara right to trust the clues instead of dismissing them? She actually did the right thing by taking the advice from the spirit. So she wanted to know what was really going on at the library, so she decided to follow the clues. Investigation, talking to the people. She did exactly the right thing. If she hadn't, things would have been different for her. She would have taken part-time job as always. She would have like just missed everything, not believing in everything until she had the experience. For me, I think she did the right thing. If I were Mara, I would definitely continue investigating the place. And I think Mara was chosen by Evelyn because Evelyn would have known what Mara would have been like as a librarian and the best worker as well, like the best person for it. All right, let's go to number 6. Do you think institutions sometimes need hauntings to preserve standards? Yes. My answer will always going to be a yes. So, institution, that's like in an asylum, people go insane and not knowing what was happening because they don't understand what is really going on. It's like their brains were like rewired and their memories are gone forever and they don't know what's happening. So, spirits usually don't know what's happening because they're in denial. They don't know how they died. They think they're still alive, but in truth, they're not. They passed away because it was their time, apparently. So, I mean, it would have happened to me. I would probably want the truth myself. And I actually would let people investigate what happened to me. Same way. If it was my husband, he would probably let his body to investigate by scientists or something like that. But for Evelyn, she has no idea what really happened, but she was in denial probably when she died. So she would correct Mara, but she was just trying to help Mara to do what Evelyn did when Evelyn was alive. And I think Mara took everything she had, followed the clues, and then she honored Evelyn by doing same thing that Evelyn did when she was alive, cataloging in her own way. Let's go to number 7. What do you make of the phrase, searchable is not complete? Well, the reason why it said that, it's because they're not researching the right things, like the right name of the object, like books, catalogs, or whatever. The names of the people or the names of the book, like titles, they're not complete because maybe something must have happened. That's why they couldn't complete it, or because they got tired, they want to go home, whatever. But they're exhausted by their own thing, like working 24/7. That's why it says researchable is not complete. So perhaps the catalogs were not finished, like writing things on a catalog papers or whatever, like the name of the shelves were like by numbers. They're not completing because they're too tired to do it. It's like after midnight or something, and no wonder why. Things happen. So anyway, let's go to number 8. Would you keep working nights in a haunted library? Yes, I definitely would. If I were Mara, I would complete my investigation and try my best to give my answers to the librarian. I totally would. Same question for you. Would you keep working nights in a haunted library?
Yes.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Yes, we definitely would. We even would stay until like, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that, or until the sun came up. We would definitely do that. We would be tired, but still, we would complete our investigations, just like any other ghost hunter would. So, my answer is always going to be a yes. So, hello, Fearless. You're saying like, fuck no, you're both crazy and weird.
I just do what she wants.
So true. I'm just saying that as an example, Fearless. But we both know I'm not really going to do it. I mean, I would be exhausted, but still. Thank you, Fearless. But I'm not really going to do that. I'm not really going to stay up until the sun would come up. No, I would probably go to sleep. Literally. I mean, like, get ready for tomorrow or something like that. But I'm just using it as an example. I mean, I would, but I'm not actually going to. So, okay. Let's go to number 9. Okay, guys, we have 2 questions left before I sign off, because we are in 47 minutes now. So, is Evelyn more a ghost or a continuing professional ethic? That is a good question. I think Evelyn is an actual professional ethic. Even though she's a spirit, but she will always be an ethic. Like continuing as a librarian, continuing to do her job even though she's a spirit. I think she is an ethic, but even though she's dead, but she'll always be an ethic. So, same question for you, Fearless. Is Evelyn more a ghost or a continuing professional ethic? Let me know in the comments if you think she is a spirit or an ethic. I mean, it's just a question. I mean, this story is related to the library that you and I go to anyway. Just so you know. Do you think Evelyn is more of a ghost or a continuing professional ethic?
A ghost.
Okay. Well, Chris thinks that she's a ghost. I mean, she is a ghost, yes, but she's also professional ethic, as in like professional librarian from beyond the grave. I mean, if I were Evelyn, I would want to continue doing my job from my spirit world. Would you guys ever do that even if you were spirits? But in the spirit world, as the librarians, would you ever do the same thing that Evelyn was doing? Okay, we have one more question left before I sign off. If a dead librarian guided you to buried history, would you follow without hesitation?
Yes.
That's funny, Fearless.
What did he say?
He says, I eat lizards. Are you kidding me, Fearless? He says he baked a raccoon.
Put on some barbecue sauce and save me a plate, Fearless.
That's funny, Fearless. I would definitely follow the buried history. If I were Mara, I would definitely probably follow her history stuff. But my answer is yes. I definitely would be guided to the history. Well, this question says, if a dead librarian guided you to buried history, would you follow without hesitation? And my answer is yes.
Yep.
So I definitely would follow her guidance and get some more answers to all the history of the library. Talk to people, ask the person who runs the library, and see if I can actually get the actual book and the articles inside and see what really happened and how could I honor Evelyn. I would probably help her a lot to move on. I mean, take her advice and make sure she was noticed. So, okay, guys, we are out of time. So, Fearless, I want to say thank you for participating and thank you for joining to Ghosting with Anya. And you are an amazing person. Good night, Fearless, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. I already set my alarm, so I will definitely let you know when I'm ready. So after my breakfast and after I'm officially in my outing clothes. So anyway, thank you, Fearless. You're an amazing person, and have a wonderful night. And I will talk to you tomorrow. So and Chris, thank you for participating on that too.
You're welcome.
So thanks for watching. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, Fearless, and same time as always. And have a great night. Stay safe. Have fun. Stay spooky. Please click like, share, and subscribe to Ghosting with Anya. On tomorrow's episode, we will be doing The Mechanic in Bay 3. This is the new story by tomorrow. Same time, 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. So thank you guys. Have a wonderful night. And may God bless you all and stay safe. Bye.